Within 10 minutes, I'm going to explain and break down the reasons why you need these 5 business bank accounts right now as a business owner. This alone is going to save you the trouble and the headache in the future. Trust me, learn from the mistakes that I committed in my beginning stages. So go ahead, go grab your pen and paper and make sure you stay to the end so you don't miss any of these accounts that I'm telling you about, so you can go ahead and make sure that you don't mess up. And without further ado, let's dive in. All right, and before we get started, ladies and gents, I just want to ask if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, as it helps my channel out a ton. I truly appreciate all your support. Now, enough of me rambling. Let's get into these business bank accounts that you actually need. All right, now before I go down this rabbit hole of business bank accounts that you actually need for your business, I already know it's going to be people in my comment section, or even you just thinking right now, thinking, yo, I already have a business bank account set up. There's no reason for me to have more than one. I might have 2. Why do I need more than that? Like, you're just trying to get me to open up more accounts, blah, 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 blah. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down on both sides of the spectrum, and hopefully this will make a lot of sense to you. So you, on the personal side, as an individual, yes, it's okay for you to just have one bank account, because you know where all your money is coming from. You know all the money goes in there. You know all the money comes out, and you know easily how to track it. Easy as 1, 2, 3. I know. But I'm here to let you know, as a business owner, you're playing by a different set of rules than what you are just as a personal individual, all right? The reason why is because you have way more things to worry about as a business owner. You have to worry about expenses, taxes, income coming from multiple different places. Yes, I'm already going to speak that into your life right now. In your business, you're going to be having 8 to 12, 20 different side streams of income coming in right now, speaking that into your life right now, and way more things that you have to worry about. And as a normal individual with no business, you don't have to worry about these problems. But the job that you work at, they have to worry about all of this. I promise you're not doing everything out of one business bank account. So you should not do the same thing, all right? I'm telling you right now. Now, disclaimer, I'm not saying that you can't do everything with one bank account. I'm not saying that at all. You can easily just open up one and do everything. But I'm telling you right now, having a multitude of business bank accounts, especially with no cost associated with them, is a no-brainer. You might as well, because you have so many things in your backyard as far as with all of these banks. You can open up savings accounts and just nickname them whatever you need to make the process easier for you. By doing this, you'll be able to, again, separate the expenses, the income, the taxes, and way more opportunities that are going to come in the future as far as cash flow, and you're going to know where everything needs to gravitate and delegate to. Does that make sense? Thus, this will allow you not to overspend in certain areas. Now, let's actually get into the first account, which is your tax reserve account. Yes, this was the one I wanted to put on the list first, because we all forget this as far as new business owners, including myself when I first started out in business. I forgot all about it. I was just using the income however I wanted to delegate. I just saw extra money coming in after paying expenses. I'm like, yo, I got all this money left over. I can do whatever I want with it. But I sadly forgot that Uncle Sam needs his section, his slice, at the end or whenever you pay your taxes. So please make sure the income that you have coming in, always remember to set aside a certain percentage into this account. Thus, this will refrain you from actually having a heavy burden when tax time actually comes up. So when your CPA tells you the amount that you need to pay, the planning was already there. Your reserves are already ready, and you can always say, here you go, here's the money that's set aside. You can always do that. Now, disclaimer again, I am not a CPA. I am not a tax strategist or anything like that. I'm just telling you as far as generic information. This is not legal advice. But I always set aside at least 15 to 20% of whatever I generate just on the safe side. That might sound like a lot to a lot of people, but you always want to be safe than sorry. And if I ever have anything left over, I think about it as, a tax return. So I actually replenish that money into other areas and any other actual accounts. No, that money is not just going into my pocket. I'm going to utilize everything correctly. All right, so after you get your tax reserve account set up, everything is good. The next account I need you to have is your expansion account, all right? This one is going to be used for, again, as it self-proclaims, expansion. Sometimes it might be unexpected situations, but it's more so in the future business opportunities that can help you maximize your full potential in this business category. Does that make sense? With this account, thus you'll be able to actually utilize this for either buying more products, seizing business opportunities, just like I stated early, or just maybe hiring more staff, maybe VAs or physical people, independent contractors, the list goes on and on. This is what the account is used for. Again, I'm going to try to brand this in the back of your skull. This actual account allows you to make business decisions without dipping into your profits, okay? And again, of course, now you can choose the amount that you want to add into this account every time you bring in some type of income, or every month, or everything like that. You could be 5 to 15%, or it can be more, or it can be less. The choice is yours. Each time the income goes in, 9 times out of 10, it's really not going out because you're getting ready for other opportunities. And again, I already know these sound like very small percentages and things of that nature, but you got to understand, when you have multiple streams of income coming in, that money starts building up, whether it is 5%, 2%, 15%, it doesn't matter. This is all going to be useful for you in the future. All right, now that we got the tax reserve, we got the expansion account, the next account that I want you to get is the operational account. And I'm 9 times out of 10, you already have this, but to me, this is the star account because we all start with this one account. It doesn't matter if you're with Chase, Amex, whoever you have your business bank account with, this is your operational account, okay? Whether you know it or not. So when you start generating income, you want to start branching out again into other accounts. And again, remember, this is for all business types, all right? So always keep this in mind. This isn't just for a specific category. This is for single member LLCs, multiple LLCs, sole props, corporation, SC, doesn't matter. The list goes on and on. These are for you. I'm telling you, we all start with an operational account. This is something that you need to have. Make sure you keep everything in a specific category. Now, this account lands all the income, anything that comes in first. This is the catch-all, right? Before you start delegating things to where it needs to have, unless you already have that set up. And also, this can be where your expenses come out as well, whether you're paying off debt, credit cards, loans that you're utilizing, things of that nature, supplies, employees, mentorships, the list goes on and on. But this is where everything happens. This is where the magic happens right here. All right, so now that we have all 3 of those, the next account that I need you to have is the profit account, all right? This is the account that the profit goes into after all expenses are met. Yes, you need to have an account for this. You could actually have it where a specific percentage comes out each and every time and is shifted into this account. But please make sure that you be realistic with this percentage, because if you're paying yourself, you have to be realistic. Stop thinking that the business money is your money, because it's not. I don't care if you help the business make this money. All of that money is not yours, because it's just not, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, don't think that you're gonna take 70% of the profit after all expenses are met, and then you're burned out in the end because you have no money to replenish any unexpected opportunities or expenses, taxes, things of that nature, because you took all the money because you thought it was all yours because you made it in the business. I keep telling all y'all all the time, you have to separate the two. It's not the same, okay? Now, so you have to make sure that you find a comfortable and reasonable slice that you add to this account each and every month, because if you're paying yourself, you want to make sure that it's reasonable, because you don't want the IRS to come in and say, why are you taking 70% of this profit? That makes no sense. We're going to audit you. Now, do you want to get audited? No. So don't do that. That's not how it goes. And it doesn't matter if you're an S corporation, C corporation, single member LLC. I really advise you to be a S corporation before you start taking any reasonable contributions out, because again, if you're a single member LLC, that means it's an owner withdrawal, blah blah blah. That's for another topic. But yes, please understand, please take a reasonable contribution when you actually take it from the profit, okay? Please understand that. All right. So now we have all of these down packed. Now the last account that I need you to have is the cash reserves account. And I know some of these names kind of sound all bunched together and they all sound the same. You can name it whatever you want, but the cash reserve account is basically your business emergency fund. Just like you have an emergency fund as a personal individual, which I hope you do, the business needs to have one as well, okay? Now again, it's self-explanatory. This is for when all the expenses pop up at a random time that you didn't see coming. So you can make sure that your reserves take care of this, so you don't have to dip into the profit, the operational, no matter what it is, to try to take care of these unwanted or unforeseen bills, okay? Because as a business owner, it doesn't matter what niche you're in, something can always come up, and I'm knocking on wood if I can see any, but I'm not speaking that in your life, but I'm just saying, I never want to speak negativity in your life, but you know, you always want to be prepared, okay? Warning comes before destruction. Now, again, you can add whatever specific amount that you want to add each and every month or every time that you get paid into this account. Doesn't matter if it's 5%, 10%, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you come up with. This is your business. You run it how you want to, okay? It doesn't matter if it's 2%. Just use whatever utilizes and works for you, okay? Now, I know this might sound like a lot, but I just want you to be organized and prepared so you're ready to start making that $100,000 a month, and you'll know exactly how to delegate and how to separate everything so you're not overspending in any areas. And I know what you're thinking, you probably don't want to go to Chase or wherever and ask to open 6 or 5 different accounts, but trust me, they'll do it with no problem. I'm telling you right now. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Now, you go make sure that you open all those bank accounts, you start delegating all that money, all right? And until next time, ladies and gents.